All right, shalom, shalom. Let me get this camera straight. There we go. All right. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rikakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, it's the brother Uriah. Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right. It's the brother Uriah. Lord willing, coming back to you. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. And we're back with another uh, reality check. All right. Because prophecy is reality and reality is prophecy. All right. And as you can see with the title, I'm not sure what I'm going to name this. All right. But as you can see with the title, all right, falsely accused. All right, falsely accused. All right, this is going to become another reality for the men of the Lord. Okay, Esau is gearing up to falsely accuse. All right, the true believers, the true worshipers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. All right, let me get a quick precept, just really quickly. All right, dealing with that. All right, because that's why the scriptures talk about counting the cost. All right. That's why the scriptures talk about counting the cost, because we have to thoroughly, you know, take into consideration, that what we're doing is a threat to this devil. All right. Let me see, spoiling and destroying. All right, Lord willing, it pops up. Let's see. Come on. Give me 1 second. Not his phone's. This phone wants to act up. There we are. The water y'all about Shemel Shai. All right, this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 71. All right, let me get it here so you can see it. Well, I'll start at verse 70. Okay. See if you can see it there. All right. Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70. And it reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." It says, "And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord," man. Okay, so that's what's coming, man. All right, persecution. Okay, now with saying that, I want to get into this information. All right, the brother had posted something. All right, and I looked it up in Chat GPT. All right, Chat GPT. All right, the habeas corpus. Okay, habeas corpus. Lord willing, I'm pronouncing that correctly. All right, that's Latin. Okay, let me see if I can get it here on the screen so you can see it. All right, as you can see, I typed in, "What is habeas corpus?" Okay, and it reads, "Habeas corpus is a legal principle that protects persons. All right, that protects a person's right to not be unlawfully detained or imprisoned." All right, because this is what brothers might have to use. All right, during that time, man, because we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right, that we're innocent. All right, and Esau knows that we're innocent, so he's gonna have to create some type of thing or event, all right, or false accusation to detain or imprison us. Okay, it says the term comes from the Latin, which means you shall have the body. Okay, All right. Esau wants the body. Okay. The body of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He wants the church. All right. Because he wants to shut us up. Why? Because we're getting in the way of his ultimate agenda, which is to continue his rulership, man. Okay. Remember, it goes back to that birthright between Jacob and Esau. Okay. Esau wants to continue to rule. Okay. He wants to continue to have power over the nations. All right. Over God's people. All right. And to enjoy the fatness of the earth. Okay. It goes on to say, in practical terms, all right, a right of habeas corpus is a court order demanding that a prisoner be brought before the court to determine if their detention is lawful. All right. If the detention is found to be illegally, it's like an illegal, the person must be released. Okay. So this is something that, we might have to use in that time, man. Okay. But like I mentioned, man, Esau, he's going to try to falsely accuse us. Now, what's one of the ways he can falsely accuse the men of the Lord? With this artificial intelligence. Okay. This artificial intelligence, man. Okay. Because remember, the world is going, getting deeper and deeper into this artificial intelligence, especially here in America. All right. You had this guy, Elon Musk. So let me turn this thing off here. You had this guy, Elon Musk. All right. Who just stepped down from his position in the White House next to Donald Trump. But when he was next to Donald Trump, he proposed that all the companies in America, all right, give all of their data and information, that they have collected, on their customers and the people of America to AI, give all the information to AI, you see. And, what that's going to do, that's going to bring a lot of trouble upon the people, man. Okay. I want to bring this up really, really quickly because people might say, oh, well, they would never, turn on the American people. Well, they have. All right. And to bring it up to date, something recently, all right, Americans are being deported, all right, from the United States. Okay. We know about the ICE and the mass deportation agenda that Donald Trump has here in America. Okay. After Joe Biden and Kamala Harris let 30 to 50 million illegal immigrants into the United States, man. So Donald Trump, his thing is he wants to find all of those people, gather them up and deport them and get them the hell out of here. Okay. But the problem with that is that most of those people that came into United States illegally were Israelites from other countries, man, like South America, Middle America, the islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and etc. Mexico. All right. Even though you had some heathens from other nations across the world that came in, through the border as well. All right. But most of them were Israelites. So you Israelites that are so-called American citizens, all right, can be wrapped up right along with that. All right. And I said that in a past lesson. And hey, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It came to pass. All right. And let me see if I can put it on the screen here. Okay. Americans being deported from the United States. All right. Let's see what this artificial demon says. It says, while the United States citizens cannot legally be deported, the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has been involved in mistaken deportations of U.S. citizens. Okay. And you think Edomites are getting mistakenly deported? No. It's you so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, man. Okay. A lot of so-called Haitians, a lot of so-called Jamaicans, a lot of so-called Spanish tribes, right? You're being mistakenly deported. Okay. Just because you speak a little Spanish, or Spanish is your first language. You probably know English. You have a birth certificate, you know, but they're even paying U.S. citizens, $1,000 each for each person that they can point out and say, hey, look, this guy or this gal might be an illegal immigrant, you know, just because you speak a little Spanish or something, man, or French, you know. So hey, man, that goes into uh Jacob's trouble, man, too. All right. It says does not says ICE does not Salaki, I'm trying to make sure I put it on the screen here. Does not track whether US citizens children stay in the United States or leave with deported parents. Okay. All right. So they're even deporting your children, man. All right. The deportation of United States citizens is illegal, but it has occurred uh, due to errors in immigration. All right. Enforcement. All right. So they're illegally detaining you and they're illegally deporting you. Okay. All right. So that's proven that can happen, man. All right. Now back to the persecution of the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. AI can be used. All right. As you can see on the screen here. All right. I looked up AI can frame people. Okay. All right. It can frame you for a murder. It can frame you for any type of, unlawful act. Okay. They can create here. Look, let me read it. It says, yes, AI has the potential to be used to frame people. And this is a growing concern. All right. Here's a breakdown of how this could happen. Now let's go into the breakdown, man. All right. Let's go into the breakdown. All right. Number one, deep fakes. Okay. AI powered tools can be created, can create highly realistic but fabricated videos and auto recordings of people, all right, saying or doing things they never actually did. You see? And this is what, and I believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, I'm speaking as a man, but I also believe that this is what Esau is going to do, man. Okay. Don't be afraid if you turn on the television, all right, and you see your face, committing a crime, all right, all over the news, all over the television. You didn't do it, but it's clearly you, in 4K. You see? All right. This is remember, this is the devil, man. Okay. This is the devil. Oh, he would never do that. This is the devil, man. Okay. The scriptures call him a liar and the father of lies, man. Okay. And and all of these dumbass, excuse my language, all right, all of these slow, I'll say that for YouTube, all of these slow Israelites, these 2/3 Israelites are gonna believe it. Well, it's on TV. The white man said it. The white man said you did it, and it's on video. Are you a terrorist? Your family's not gonna believe you. Your woman might not believe you. This is what's coming, man. All right. This is what's coming, man. All right. So it goes on to say these deep fakes can be used to portray someone as committing a crime. All right. Mistaken false statements or engaging in harmful behavior. See? All right. For example, a deep fake video could be created to make it appear as if someone is accepting a bribe, right? Or making a racist remark, even if it never occurred. See? All right. And who's to say Esau won't do this, man? Esau would definitely, he's definitely capable of doing this, man. Okay. And he has the tools to do it. So why wouldn't he do it? Okay. Scriptures talk about let me grab it. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Yep. It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to them." Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen here so you can see it. All right. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." All right. When it is light, it's like when it is morning. It's like when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. They do it because they can. See, they do it because they can. All right. All right. So who's to say they wouldn't do it? They would do it. Absolutely, man. This is the devil. Okay. Let me read a little more here. Let me read a little more here. Okay, another one, number 2, okay, is AI generated false evidence. Okay. AI can be used to generate fake emails, text messages, social media posts, even legal documents. All right. That could be used to incriminate someone. You see that? I never sent that. I never said that. I don't even know who this person is. I don't even talk like that. I would never send a text saying that. Doesn't matter. You see? Doesn't matter, man. All right. Esau has the tools to frame the prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and even you 2/3, man. Okay. Even his own people, man. All right. It also goes on to say AI could manipulate timestamps, add or alter content in existing files, or create entirely fabricated documents to frame someone. You see? For example, AI could be used to generate a series of fake emails that seem to show someone plotting a crime or engaging in illicit activity. So it could be a crime that that you didn't even commit, but they could fabricate it and say, well, it says here, via email, your email, that you were planning on doing it. You see? Come on, man. It's the devil, man. Let's read one more. Let's read one more, then we'll close it out. Well, we'll get the scriptures and we'll close it out. All right. The third one here says AI enhanced surveillance. All right. It says AI powered surveillance systems could be manipulated to misidentify individuals or create false narratives about their actions. See? No, man, I was just headed to camp. No, no, no. You were headed to the nearest court office so that you can blow it up. It says it right here in your email or your text message. You see? It also says facial recognition could be used. It's like facial recognition systems could be tricked into misidentifying someone, or AI could be used to alter surveillance footage to make it appear as if someone is committing a crime. This is what Esau is going to use, man. Okay. This is one of the things that Esau is going to use, along with brothers on the highways and hedges. Well, see here, here's some more evidence that show that you are capable of committing this type of crime. Because look, he says he hates America. He says he hates the white man. He says that according to his God and his false interpretation of the scriptures, that America is going to be blown to smithereens. It's going to be destroyed. See, they can say that, man. They can easily say that, man. Well, let's get this precepts, man. And then we'll close it out. All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2. All right. And let's see. Start at verse 10, and it reads, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil," which we know is Esau, Edom, all right, according to the Bible. It says, "The devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. All right, which is a complete amount of time. It could be 10 days. It could be 1 day. It could be a couple of months. It could be a couple of years. Okay. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death." All right. Be faithful to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. No matter what this devil tries to pull, whatever try to trick, whatever kind of trick or false accusation he tries to pull out of his hat. It says, "And I will give thee a crown of life." All right. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. All right. That's the body of men, the body of believers, man. Okay. You see, the elect. It says, "He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." Okay. Which are that thermonuclear fire, man. Okay. Let me get this one here too. Matthew chapter 5 and I'll start at verse 11, and it reads, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you." All right, I'll put this on the screen. All right. It says, "Blessed are ye," all right, "when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely." See that word, falsely. Well, it shows you right here on camera that you blew up this place, or you held this woman hostage. It says, "For my sake." See, it's all for the Lord's sake, man. All right. Verse 12, it says, "Rejoice and be exceedingly glad." All right. Even in the midst of false accusations, man, rejoice. All right. It says, "For great is your reward in heaven." See, we're going to be rewarded for our faithfulness, man. All right. We're not going to crack in the time of false accusations. "Well, hold on. I didn't do that. No, I'm not an Israelite. No. You know what? Time out. I quit." We're not going to do that, man. Okay. It says, "For great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." So you don't think that they're going to do that to us? Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying to the body and the feet, and it fed the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Salakia for the delays and things like that. This is something different I'm trying. Lord willing, this is something that's edifying, and I can continue to do it. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. So stand firm, man. Know what you're a part of, man. Okay. Meditate on what you're really a part of, man. Okay. You're an enemy not only to the state, you're an enemy to the world, you're enemy to your enemy, you're enemy to America. All right. You're enemy to the world. You see, that's what we are, because we are not of this world, man. Okay. We are not of this world. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, this edifying to the body. Shalom and a Bible ball.